Hello, in this video I will show what's new in INS Only Gras 1.3 update. Few things has changed. First of them is the way you append the system. Now its result is same for all Blender versions. So a new slider in grass and clamps which allows to distribute grass particles into more tight groups. Finally, mode grass type is here in two versions, simple mode grass and stripes pattern mode grass. At the end, the ability to easily control grass density by texture paint has been implemented. Okay, let's add grass to our scene. Let's choose File, Append, find the place where you've downloaded your grass, choose Files folder, choose the grass you want to add. I choose Grass and Clamps. I've got 3.1 opened here, so I will choose 3.0 version. Now, instead of choosing particle settings, you have to choose collection, choose entire collection. I've also created this collection here where I will append all the elements. So append. Okay, I will also append another grass and clamps and mode grass. So you can see it's also entire mode grass and stripes mode grass. It is also entire. Okay, I will exclude this from the viewport. And if you want to add the grass, the procedure is the same as it was before. Create particle system, choose INS Grass and Clamps, and the system is here. If you want to control it, you have to add a material slot, and I will choose INS Clamps Grass Material. And now I can control the system. So everything works. The thing I haven't mentioned before is how to control the amount of particles. The first method is by increasing the number in the particle system emitter many, or you can increase particles children amount. It's limited to 10, but if you want you can type in 15 or any other value you want, and you will achieve the number of children you've typed in. Children method is cheaper, but particles number gives a bit better results. Another important slider is this particles viewport display amount. It allows to decrease the number of particles, so the viewport is more responsive. Another new element is this square, which appeared after appending the system. It represents the border of particle system pattern. It has its own material slot, so we can control the system from here. By default, with scale set to 5, its size is 40 by 40 meters, what corresponds with resolution of 1 square centimeter per pixel. And by default, its visibility is set to wire, but if you change it to textured and change the shading color to texture, you will see the pattern on this plane. So let's change the visibility of emitter to wire. Let's increase the contrast. Maybe let's make 10% visibility. And as you can see, we've got gaps where the spots are darker, and the brighter spots are more populated with particles, and the particles there are taller. Now you can see what has actually happened. It can help you with composing your scene. For example, I know that the dark spots will make the grass to grow shorter, and the grass in these places will be more dry. Let's say I would like to have some strong accent here to make the composition look more interesting. I can find this dark spot here, and I will try to move it in the place where I've told. So it's here where I wanted it to be. So let's decrease the contrast. Let's increase viewport amount. I will turn off overlays and let's see how it will look like. I will decrease contrast a bit more. Let's say 1.1. So we can see that I have this dry spot in this place where I wanted it to be. Another new feature is clamping radius slider, but before I will come to that, I would like to show you something. Let's make the particles a bit more slender. Let's add some wind effect on them. Some of you may remember that before these three sliders didn't update in real time. So look at this. In new versions you can use them in real time. Okay, and the clamping radius just groups the particles in more tight groups. You can use it to achieve some interesting results, what I will show you now. I will choose the emitter and I will add another particle system. I will turn it off for now and it will be Clamp Gras 001. I will make it at number of 1000 and I will add another slot to control it. So it will be Clamp Gras material 001. Let's turn this off and I will make a bit different grass. And with clamping radius I will make it grow in these clamps. So let's turn this one on. And let's see how it looks like. So you can achieve more crazy results with this slider and two particle systems. Maybe I will make it a bit more dry and randomize a wind direction a bit less. So you can achieve some cool results experimenting with this. The example that I showed is not the best, but it's up to you what you will came up to. Let's see how Mode Gras looks like. I will disable this systems, add a new one, choose INS Mode Gras setting. I will add a material slot to control it. INS Mode Gras material, and I will include it in the scene. So now we can see the plane which controls the pattern. I want to show you something. I will turn off subdivision modifier on the emitter. As you can see, the number of particles has increased, but it is only an illusion. It will be more visible from top view. The emitter is trapeze, and particle system spreads particles more densely where vertices are closer. If I add geometry by enabling subdivision modifier, the particles will be spread more evenly. But I want to have more particles closer to the camera, so I will turn it off. In this case, it works like that because of emitter shape, but you can achieve that distribution difference with vertex weight proximity modifier. So check this out. I will explain how it works in a video dedicated to optimizing techniques. But let's get back to our Mode Gras. I will increase the density a bit more. And let's see how it looks like by default. You may notice that these stripes appeared. You can control them by these two sliders: mowing pattern brightness and mowing pattern contrast. If you don't want them, just turn the contrast to 0 and let's see how it will look like. So they disappeared. If you would like to make them more visible, you can just increase the contrast. So now we've got these deep rows. You can make these rows less visible by increasing mowing pattern brightness. So let's make it 1.8. It's shown up that brightness at 1.8 almost disabled the visibility of this pattern, so this is how it looks like when it's on 1.7 and pattern contrast 1.5. And now I will show you how you can use this rectangle in practice. I'll choose the control material. I will decrease children amount to make it work more fluent. You can see the stripes goes in this direction. Let's say I would like to have them more according to the camera. So we can use this square to control the rotation of the particle system. Okay, right now let's make this children 25 like it was before. Okay, and it is facing towards us. Let's say we want it to be perpendicular. The easiest way is just to plus 90 degrees, and now it's perpendicular to the camera. And it looks like that on render preview. Now I will show how to add mode grass with stripes pattern. Let's choose emitter. And we will have to add two particle systems to make it work. Mode grass L and mode grass R. Unfortunately, this system doesn't support children particles, so to control it you will have to change the number of particles here in emission section. And you have to do it for each system. This method will require high numbers to achieve dense grass. For example, here I have 315,000 per one system. If you want to control it, you have to add material slot. And choose INS Stripes Mode Grass Material L, the one with the capital L letter at the end. As you can see, this one menu controls both systems. Wind direction don't work here because it's connected with map rotation. But there is a problem with this. I will show you. As you can see, it doesn't update automatically. So you have to click on the particle system to make it work. And as you can see, the particles are directing according to the mowing pattern. Now I will show you how it looks like by default in render preview. And let's see a preview. At the end I will show how to control grass density by texture paint. First you have to select this square. If you want the painting to be accurate, you have to be in top orthographic view, and the place where you want to paint on has to be inside this rectangle. If these conditions are met, we can start painting. So let's select texture paint, and we are in painting mode. If you want to change the size of the brush, then press F key and you can change the brush size here. If you want to control the brush strength, with Shift and F key you will have this menu, and here you can control the strength of the stroke. If you will paint with Control pressed, you will decrease the density. If you will hold nothing, you will increase the density in the places where you painted. If you want better see what you are doing, you can change the visibility of the rectangle from wire to textured. You can also toggle X-ray, and now you can see that with Control the strokes are visible on this rectangle. If you like what you have done, you have to save it. So choose Image Editor, and how to find what picture you have to save. Choose the rectangle material, and here you will see that it's INS Gras particle noise texture. So you will have to find it here. You can see that our work is on the texture. The best way to save it is by Save As. Type some other name than this over here, and it is important to save it as 16 bits depth. And this will be everything. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.